told you that I would run you through Old Chunk of Coal, or at least my version of the changes to it, which I'm not even sure are accurate, but that's what you saw me do. I'm playing it in the key of C, although you saw me play it in the key of D. D is where I sing it, but this will look a little cleaner on as far as explaining it goes. So it's all the same chord forms, just in their natural state, not capoed up using a rickshaw capo. So let's run the chords first. And I know you know the names of most of these, but one of the two of these are going to be new to you. It's a C. And notice when I play the C, whoops, got a microphone stand in the background there. When I play a C, I play it with the, I play it so that I have not only the root, but the fifth and the bass. And I tuck it in that way. So we got C, we got E7, which I'm playing with an open D string there, and you'll hear this. I'm adding that in the chord. It's weird as it sounds now, but as a passing chord it works great. A minor, and then what you'll hear as a passing chord is I slam on a G, which is the seventh of the chord, as I work my way down to an F. And then I either play, depending upon what I feel like at the moment, I either play an F sharp diminished or I play an F minor. Typically I'll play the F sharp diminished, particularly if I'm playing with a bass player, because it sort of begs for the walk up. And you got a D7, which I know you probably play like this, but I play it like this. It's the same chord form as a C. Add the 7, slide it up 2 frets, you bought yourself a D7, D dominant, and then a G. You sometimes see me play the G like this. And then there's an A7 on the turnaround. The turnaround just takes the song out. Here it comes. Nothing fancy about that, just a standard A7. And then your D7. Those are the chords. Let's run it just very simple, just to talk a little bit about the thumb style. This is the simplest thumb style I can tell you about. But this is where I think the money is made on a song like this. I'm going to use the thumb instead of the pick. So all I'm doing is using my thumb, right? Notice I'm alternating the bass with the C. That's why I play the C like this. So I don't have to move that chord back and forth, bass note back and forth. That's the simplest thumb style that I know. 1, 1, 1, like that. 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5. So let's make it a little trickier. I'm going to use one of my fingers. Doesn't really matter which one. You can use the index finger, but I like to match the finger for the string that you're reaching for. And since I'm going to reach for this high E string, I'm going to use the finger that's closest to it, which happens to be my ring finger. I got your index finger, your traffic finger, your commuter, and then your ring finger, and then your little finger. That's what I call them anyway. So now we're going to play the same thing with the bass, except instead of strumming like that with the bass, we're just going to use the thumb for that. And we're going to add this. Watch. I'm gonna syncopate it a little bit because I can't help it, but. Well, I'm just an old chunk of coal. So now I'm going to put in a little bit of passing notes in between. And I'm sure there's a much better way to explain it, but this is the simplest way I can think of to show it to you. Start from the beginning again. So now what I'm doing is I'm hitting the bass note, and as I hit the top note, I'm adding in, sort of pinching in with my thumb the rest of the chords. I mean the rest of the notes in the chord. I'm just an old chunk of coal. What I did at the very end, they were syncopated a little bit, which means you're just dancing up the notes. Think of it that way. So instead of going through the whole song, I might go. So what is that? That's this. Sort of rolling my fingers through the chords. But like that. And you can't do it wrong as long as you're holding the chord down. If you're playing in time and you're holding the chord down, it's not wrong. You know, so if you, whatever note you're hitting, as long as they're in time, it, you know, it's not that critical. So it's more like one thing with my left hand, I'm sort of choking the chord, which means this is letting it ring, this is choking it. That's ringing, that's choking it or muting it. So, and the reason I do that is to make it percussive. So it comes out sounding like this. So what's going on with all that other stuff? When I go to the E, trying to do is I'm trying to get most of the top of the melody line at least suggested in my playing. So I got this. This is supposed to represent I'm just in, you know, and I don't care what happens after that because I'm singing it. And then I'm going to go to my E, my diamond, that little half step. That's how I suggest that. To an A minor, and I want to lead my chord down, so that's where this G bit comes in, and I typically just hammer that on. Let's see what we have. Okay, what I'm going to do is give you something to shoot for. So you should have an idea in your head of what you want to sound like when you're done practicing. And so I'm going to play this through and kind of give you a little clue as to what you should be working on trying to sound like. We're going to work on that pinch thing. We're going to add a few passing notes in between, but we're not going to get too crazy. We're going to choke the chord a little bit to get our drumming percussive sound. And we're going to suggest the melody line but not try to play it as we sing. So here we go. Because if you play all of it and you're trying to sing on over top of it, what'll happen is you'll hit a note that will be in tune, and you'll sing it slightly out of tune. And there's nothing worse to the human ear than two notes played in unison by different instruments, the voice and the guitar in this case, that aren't spot on. You get away with it in harmony, but you will not get away with it in unison. So you have to be mindful of that. So when you're playing, you know, you might just suggest these notes and then get out of the way of it when you start singing it, you know what I mean? So I might go, I'm just an old chunk of gold. And as soon as I start singing it, I stop playing this top note. What you want to do is when you're playing it, you're singing it, you want to stay out of the way. So I might go, to start. When I started singing it, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to drop that G out of there because you're singing the G. So I play just a simple C chord or some other note that isn't the G. That's compatible with it. That's a harmony note. So I'm just an old. Doesn't sound as good. I'm just an old chunk of gold. You don't want to play and sing the same note at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. And besides, when you're going to take off on a lead, if you're playing with somebody else, you're going to do something like which has nothing to do with the rest of the. So you're just gonna play all over the map. So you're not gonna try to do that while you're singing. You need backup for that. So let's do it one more time. This is D7. E7, with the G in the bass there with the on the A minor. A7, D7, G, back to the top. When you tag it, that's when the F minor chord comes in kind of handy. So you go. Last time through. I'm just an old chunk of coal now, Lord. I'm gonna be a diamond someday. So that's where the instead of going, you go. Or that's it, Fred. Have fun with it. Let me know how you do. And we can Skype if you got a question.